How you doing? Hey there, kids. It's your dad back again. So it's been like a couple of weeks since I've made another Panda the Philosopher video. I don't know what's really been going on. Every Monday is when I like to upload them. But you know how Mondays are, so they kind of get lazy and hard to make. That's why, if anything, I probably need to like create them on Sunday and upload them on Monday. Just because Mondays are a hard day to really do anything. Either way, I'm making one today because I love these videos. This is what I feel separates me from a lot of the other YouTubers you'll see, and I hope eventually I get more people to be able to watch these because I like to make them. So yeah, today I want to give some really great advice and talk about something that has helped me recently and that I've learned to do and allowed it to make my life a lot easier. So a lot of people get the wrong idea about meditation. When they hear the word, they're thinking like Hollywood meditation, where there's people in a temple sitting crisscross applesauce with making weird hand symbols and saying Om. But that's not the type of meditation I do. That is a type of meditation, but that one's usually more religious, and this is more to relax you, and it's to help focus your mind and get off of the crazy track that you sometimes get on. And that's why I like to take a break Sundays, and that's usually when I spend a long time meditating and coming up with videos for the rest of the week. That's what I do on Sundays. So yeah, but anyways, first I just want to kind of talk about the benefits that I've found in meditation. None of this stuff is official. This has just been my own personal journey so far with meditation, and at the end maybe I'll give tips on how I meditate. And it's not like most people, because I've literally just started it because I've just actually figured out what it is and what you're supposed to do. So right off the bat, the first thing that I use meditation for, and the major thing, is because I've mentioned it in a video before, I think. I get easily stressed now that I've started this thing. I stress myself out about making videos because of how bad I want to continue to make videos. I stress myself out about it, and I get like hard on myself if I skip a day. And meditation is something that I've used to help me to clear my mind off of the negative thoughts that I put in my head after not making a video. The thing about people in today's world, I don't know if everybody's like this, but I'm speaking for myself and most people I know, our brains are constantly wandering, and it can get really hectic and distracting, and eventually, like for me, I get headaches and it just gets crazy, and I start to like, I'm basically just like how some people are when they describe being high. Like, my brain is everywhere all at one time, but it's like painful. It's like being too high. I mean, I've never been high myself, so I can't speak for it. You know, some people say it's relaxing, but I've heard like for people that have gotten too high, it's just like crazy. And that's kind of how my mind gets sometimes. Like, I'll just be everywhere all at once, and it hurts, and I can't stop it, and I can't just get off and meditate because I'm just like crazy. It feels like I've gone psychotic or something. But you know, it's kind of fun, to be honest. Like, sometimes I like to just leave it and see where my mind goes, because I'll end up thinking about what the universe is and this weird crazy stuff. But also, it shouldn't get to that point, because I feel like maybe if you do that long enough, you'll actually go crazy. Either way, the point of this kind of meditation is to just relax and to get you to forget about negative things. Honestly, forget about positive things. And it helps you to quit living in the past, keeps you from being depressed, helps you to quit living in the future and being anxious about the future, which is my problem. You know, I'm always worried, like, I've got to impress, you know, like, this is personal. Like, my biggest problem is like, I've got to live up to my own expectations, and I can't like chill. Like, I'm a very lazy person, truthfully. Like, I spend a lot of time just laying in that bed and doing nothing, although thinking, but doing nothing productive, honestly. And it causes me to be anxious. And what I've found meditation to do, ever since I've really kind of gotten a lot better at it, is bring my mind to be peaceful. And that's a great thing. And like right now, my mind is at peace, and it feels great. And it's not even that I've meditated recently. It's just the more I meditate, the easier it is to be in this state of mind at all times. So like, when I first started meditating, it was like after meditating for about like 5 minutes, I was so at peace, but then my mind would start getting caught up. And then the next day I would get a little bit better, and now it's just a lot easier to stay in a peaceful state, and sometimes without even meditating, just get into the state of mind of like not thinking about anything else, just thinking about the task at hand. Because a lot of people, they don't even know the definition of meditation. In psychology, the definition of meditation is to think about only one thing, to fill your mind with only one thing. And so the relaxing meditation that most people do, and is what I'm talking about, is where you pretty much think about nothing but your breath. So like that's the easiest way to do it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. And to focus on your breath, it's like only thinking about that when, I mean, breathing is very important, and it like healthy for you to just take some time to breathe slow and it gets your heart rate down and everything. But at the same time, it distracts your mind from any other thoughts. And that's kind of what meditation is for. And so when you come out of it, you're not thinking, and you can just live in the present, which will completely make your life so much easier. That is the biggest problem for pretty much anybody I know these days, is they're either living in the future or living in the past. And living in the past brings depression. I don't know where I heard this. I was meditating one time and I thought this up, but then again, like the other day, I saw this saying somewhere, but like I never read that before. I just came up with it and it happened to be somewhere else. But people that live in the past often have depression, and people that live in the future often have anxiety. And so the key thing is to just live in the present, because then there's no worries. All you're worried about is what's happening right now. So yeah, that's the main benefits to meditation that I found in my journey with meditation. It greatly relieves stress. And another thing that most, like, you know, you hear like Goku meditating and like all these fictional characters meditating before something big. It's because once you're out of that state and you're living in the present and you get into a fight, you're not distracted by everything going on. You're not distracted by your thoughts. What I've learned in like jiu-jitsu and like all of my fighting that I've done is the best way to fight is to just react. And a lot of times you can get distracted by your own thoughts and not even focus on what they're doing. And then you're caught in a kimura and it's too late to get out, and you're out. And what I've noticed, when I'm at my best, I am completely living in the present. That's why I like to meditate before I go to jiu-jitsu, because when I go and I just focus on reacting to what they're doing right now, I get so many more submissions, and I usually don't get caught in anything, and I just really look like a ninja, you know? I'm saying, like, it's very beneficial to pretty much everything. So now that I've talked about the benefits that I've found so far in my journey, because I've just started, I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure hopefully I'll get better at it, and it's a long journey, but those were the benefits. But now that I've talked about that, I'm gonna describe to you how I meditate when I meditate. So the first thing I do when I meditate, it's usually after a long day or at the beginning of a day that I know is going to be long and stressful. I just lay in my bed, and which is not what everybody does. I'm sure there's better ways to do it. I've never really tried to do the whole crisscross thing. I want to try soon, but this is what has worked for me the most. I lay down, hands by my side, and like under the covers. So I'm like, if people walked in, it's not like they're gonna think I'm crazy. They're probably gonna think I'm asleep, but I'm not. And I have both hands by my side. I mean, it really, honestly, I don't think matters too much what position you're in. It's never affected my meditation, but that's what I do. And then I just, you know, get in a perfect position, get comfortable, and then breathe. Usually I like to focus on breathing with my diaphragm, because I don't know, a lot of people don't know how to do that. It's just pretty much breathing with your stomach instead of with your lungs. And the best way I found to know you're doing that is if you have your hand on your chest when you're breathing and your chest doesn't move but your belly does. That means you're breathing with your diaphragm. It's kind of hard to do if you don't know your body really well. I can't really give a good tutorial on it because I'm not experienced like a meditation guru or anything, but that's what I do, and I just breathe. I really don't have like a number that I count, honestly. Like, I'm in the band, and so I'm just used to counting in 8s all the time. So I'll be breathing in for 8, and then I'll hold it, and I don't usually count it. I'll breathe out for like 6 or 4. I usually don't like to breathe out for 8 because it just feels uncomfortable, and then it kind of messes with my meditation. The idea is just to find a comfortable range for yourself on your breathing. So like, if you can't breathe in for 8 really really well. You really just have to pace it, you know, like if you have small lungs but you want to breathe in for 8 counts, instead just breathe in slower. You could do that a lot longer. And then I just count my breaths, and a lot of times when you're starting, your mind will get off to a different place, but just as soon as it does, just go back to counting your breaths, and eventually it pretty much almost feels like you're asleep, but you know you're not, and your body's super relaxed. And a lot of times, like if I do it long enough, I get into this weird feeling where, like, now this is gonna sound weird, I don't know why it is, but I don't feel the bed below me, I don't feel the clothes on my body, I don't feel anything. It's like my body's gone completely numb, and it's weird, but once I get to that point, it's usually like the best feeling for some reason. It's very peaceful. And so usually I do it for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, because back when I used to try this, I've always believed in meditation and that it has benefits, but when I used to try it, I would only try it for like a couple of minutes, and I was like, man, I just can't focus, I just can't clear my mind. It just takes time. Like, you just have to learn it and keep trying it, and eventually you can clear your mind, and it becomes so much easier and more peaceful, happier. I don't know. Basically all I'm trying to say is meditation is super beneficial for relieving stress. Basically what I'm trying to say is meditation for me has helped me relieve a lot of the stress that I have, because I'm prone to anxiety, and I have a feeling that no matter what your problems are, this could help you too. I know this is not my usual videos, but this is Panda the Philosopher video. You know, I get serious on you for a minute. Anyways, yeah, just watch these videos around here that are up. I don't know, like they're probably already up. Just watch these right here. Like this video, please, because I desperately want likes and I never get them. Subscribe, please, because I need those. And yeah, it's been your dad. I'll see you later.